Alright, to start out, we're going to start with a 3-minute foam roll. So you're going to grab your foam roller and you're going to place it right where your bra strap would be. And if you don't know where that is, that's right underneath where your shoulder blades are. What you're going to do here is slowly start rocking forward and backwards like you're doing sit-up crunches around the foam roller. Take your time doing this, and you can roll the foam roller into a different position to see what feels comfortable. Once you finish a few sit-ups, now you're going to roll up and down the spine with the foam roller. Again, going at a pace that feels good. Next, we're going to go into the glutes. So you're going to be on your side, and you're going to roll that foam roller until you find something that feels a little sticky, or maybe a little bit painful, and breathe into it. We're going to spend 30 seconds here before we switch to the opposite side. Now if that's feeling good, of course, you can pause the video. If you're following along, switch sides here. Again, we're trying to get into the side of the glutes here, trying to relax it. Next, we're going to switch into the hamstrings. So the hamstrings is the muscle on the back of our legs. We can do this with both legs on the foam roller, or if you want more of an intense roll, you can cross one leg over the other so that you can put more pressure into that single hamstring. Again, if you need some more time with any of these foam rolling, just pause the video and spend a little bit more time wherever that body feels like it just needs a little bit more attention. For me today, definitely the calves needed it, so I spent a little bit more time in the calves where we're moving on to next. So again, you can have both calves down, which will make it a little bit easier, or if you're trying to make it more intense, cross one leg over the other. Now what I'm doing here is I'm slowly starting to rotate my foot from one side to the other so that I can hit the inside, the middle, and the outside of the calf. Again, spending the most amount of time on areas that feel a little bit more painful. So next we're going to be side lying. If you want, you can keep that foam roller as a pillow for your neck. But you're going to bring your knees up into a fetal position here, and then bring that top arm, you're going to rotate out. Now we can play with different leg positions. So you can have your knees stacked, or you can have one leg up towards the chest with the other one straight. Or you can bend that bottom leg and have the other one out on a 45. You'll notice when you create that rotation, you'll hit a different part of the spine. So play around with whatever feels good in the moment. It's going to change from day to day. The biggest thing here is you don't want your hips to come with your spine as it rotates back. Think about how you're twisting a towel in order to wring it out. We're doing the same thing with our spine. So we want the top half of our spine to turn, whereas our hips stay locked in place, creating that rotation. Whatever variation you choose, we're going to do this 5 times before flipping over and repeating this on the opposite side. Once you've done 5 on both sides, you can put the foam roller off to the side. Next, what we're gonna do is a cat-cow pullback. So with the cat-cow pullback, you're gonna push your spine up towards the ceiling, and then you're gonna push back towards your hips. Then you're gonna go into the cow where your belly button goes down towards the floor, and same thing, pushing back into a child's pose. You're gonna alternate from either holding a cow or holding a cat as you pull back. We're gonna perform 3 of each, so 6 in total here. Again, if you need to slow it down, you can always just pause the video, and again, go with what feels good with the body. Next, we're gonna do a scorpion. So you're gonna lie on your stomach, and it doesn't matter if your hands are bent like mine, so like a cactus pose, or straight out, it's gonna be a personal preference. And you'll see here, I'm gonna play with different spots on where I'm gonna be aiming my heel. So maybe I'm gonna try to just tap where my other hip is, or maybe I'm gonna lift up a little bit higher and try to touch where my palm of my hand is. You can play with different twisting positions here, just seeing what feels good. So just like when we were side lying, opening up into that rotation, twisting or wringing out that towel, we're doing that again, just face down. Finish up your last scorpion and grab that belt, or if you've got a strap, that works as well. So it's gonna be looped around our foot here, and as we extend that foot straight up, we're also gonna curl our spine up towards the knee like you're gonna snip it. You wanna repeat this 8 to 10 times. If this is bothering the neck, you can keep the head down. Once you finish your repetitions, you're gonna keep your legs straight, and now you're gonna point and flex that foot. Again, 8 to 10 times here, trying to keep that leg as straight as possible. Once you're done that, you're going to allow that leg to fall across your body, feeling a nice stretch into the glutes. We're gonna switch legs and repeat that. So you're gonna straighten out the leg as you bring the knee or the head up towards the knee. And repeat this 8 to 10 times now on the opposite leg. Once you're done 8 to 10 reps, now you're gonna point and flex that foot 8 to 10 times. Keeping that knee nice and straight. And now slowly let that leg fall across the body, feeling a nice stretch into the glute. Again, if this is feeling good, just pause the video and hang out there. Get rid of the strap. We're going to be lying on our side. We're going to be working hip internal external rotation. So you're going to be side lying, having that leg out at 90 degrees, and then you're going to be rotating your leg bone or your femur bone. Now you can help assist that and pull it into a deeper range if that feels good. You're holding here for 3 seconds, performing 5 repetitions. Next, you're gonna have your legs stacked, and now we're working on the opposite leg on internal rotation. And you'll see my top hand there is making sure I don't cheat too much with my hip there, so I wanna push it down. It's not so much that the hip is moving, it's more the leg that's moving inside the hip. So same thing, you're gonna lift up, hold for 3 seconds, relax and repeat for a total of 5 reps before we switch sides. Now the bottom leg, we're working that hip external rotation. Again, you can use that top hand for assistance. Eventually you want to be able to do it with just the leg muscles. Once you finish your 5th repetition, now we're working on hip internal rotation on that top leg. Once you finish your 5 reps, now you're going to need your chair or your bench. You're going to cross one leg over now that we've opened up that external rotation, and you're going to hinge yourself forward, feeling a nice stretch into the glutes. Hold for a few seconds, back off, and try to breathe in and allow your body to move more forward towards that bent knee. Again, we never want to force anything with the body. And now we're going to create a twist. So you're going to sit up nice and tall and spin around. We're going to perform 3 repetitions before going back into that glute stretch. I always find after these twists I can always get into a deeper stretch. And now go back to that hip hinge, feeling a nice stretch into the glute and breathing into those tight spots. We're going to repeat the same drill on the opposite side. So 3 hip hinges followed by 3 spinal twists. Now we're going to twist, keeping that spine nice and tall. Sure to breathe in before you twist, and as you twist, that's when you want to exhale. After your 3 twists, go ahead and do a final hip hinge here. Both legs are going to be down on the ground. You're going to take your hands, reach underneath the feet. You're going to round your spine up towards the ceiling. Then you're going to press on your knees to flatten out your back and repeat that. Nice big stretch here. It always feels nice on the back. We're going to do 3 of these, and then we're going to move into some spinal rotations again, grabbing onto your opposite ankle as you twist to look up towards the ceiling. And then we're just going to alternate sides here. You may notice that one side's tighter than the other. If that's the case, spend a little bit more time on the tighter side. Next, we're going to get into our ankles. So you're going to step onto your chair or your bench. And you're going to start leaning forward, keeping that heel planted. You should feel a stretch into the calf. Now, if you don't feel a stretch into the calf here, there's a bunch of other options. You can find the stairwell and drop the heel down. Switch legs here. Again, if you need a little bit more time stretching out those calves, just pause the video and just hang out here in a longer stretch. Next, we're going to go back to the spine. Feel free to have some cushioning on the knees. Sometimes this can be a little bit harsh on them. But we're doing a prayer stretch here. So what I'm trying to do is get my chest to go down in between my arms. Feeling a nice stretch in between the shoulder blades. What I'll do here is I'll hold the stretch for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then I try to adjust just to see if I can get any further down. Next, we're going to go into a lat stretch. So you're going to cross one arm over and pull your hips to the opposite side, feeling a nice big stretch on the side of your body. You can also do this on the floor. Both of them are really effective in getting that lat stretch. But play around until you feel that. You can kind of see me wiggling around, trying to feel where I feel that stretch the best. Once you've done both sides, we're going to go back onto that chair. Now I have a foam roller here to make sure my hips aren't cheating here, but we're going to work tibial rotation. Unfortunately, the camera kind of cut off where my foot is, but I'm trying to turn that shin bone inwards. You want to repeat that 5 times on one leg before you go 5 times outwards on the same leg. And then we'll repeat that on the opposite leg. Being mindful that we're not cheating and picking up the range at the foot. Watch that your knee isn't moving, but the shin's doing all the work, and that the foot's not trying to pick up all the range by just curling the toes. So now that you know what tibial internal external rotation looks like, we're going to combine that. So you're going to turn that foot all the way in, straighten out the knee, turn it out, and lower it down. Keep alternating like you're making a half circle or a half dome here. We're going to repeat that on the opposite side. Again, being mindful that motion's not just coming from the hip, that you're actually turning from the shin bone. Next up, we're going to need our band. You might need to pause this. You're going to anchor the band. It's hard to see, but I've got the band around the knee, especially the knee that is either weaker or in pain. And we're working terminal knee extension here. Now you can either just stand still, bend and straighten the leg, or you can perform it in a squat, or to make it more advanced, you can squat down and tap the foot out to the side. I'd only choose one of these variations to do, and you want to do 3 sets of 10. Next, what we're going to do here, again, this is another progression, is a hip hinge where you're allowing the foot to come down towards the ground. Make sure that knee is tracking outwards towards the pinky toe instead of to the knee, feeling really strong in this position. If this is feeling too easy, you can always add in the band and do that again. Now, if you're feeling like this is aggravating your knee, I would go to an earlier progression shown into the video. I'm just showing more advanced options as you start progressing that strength in the knee. So for this one here, it is a little bit more advanced, so I would recommend 3 sets of 8 repetitions for this, but you can start building it up. Now this isn't a progression, but it is a good exercise, and since the step was already out, I thought I might as well throw this in. So we're doing a calf stretch here, and then you're using both feet to go up into a calf raise, slowly lowering on that eccentric, and then holding a calf stretch for a few seconds. A lot of times our knees can create imbalances or pain because our calves can be really tight or weak, and this will get them both. So for this one here, I would do 6 to 8 reps and 3 sets. So here is another progression of that knee extension. Now you can do it with or without weight. And what I like to do here is sometimes tap onto my quad to really feel that quad engage as I'm going into this knee extension. So again, this is just another progression. I wouldn't necessarily do all of these knee extensions in one workout. I would pick one to do and start working up that ladder of progressions until you find something that's actually challenging so that you can start making that knee stronger. And here we have our last progression where you're into a plank position. And we're working the leg that's on the bench here. So we're going into that knee extension again, just in a different position. working it in a different form. Next, what we'll do here is we're going to do some funky squats. So you are lifting the soles up so that you're on the knife edge of your foot performing these squats. 3 sets of 10 is perfect here. Again, we're trying to create strength in that knee and then trying to put our ankles in different positions just so that we get strength in every position. Next, what you're going to do is lean up against the wall and you're picking the knife edge of your foot up. So you can see I'm rolling my foot in, putting all the weight onto that big toe. And you want to do 8 to 10 repetitions on both sides and 3 sets. Lastly, you want to walk backwards. So either walk backwards going up a hill, or you can walk backwards going up the stairs. This is a great way to strengthen it. Thank you so much for following along. I hope you enjoyed the video.